Hello, everybody, and welcome to Menti Breaky Epi 2040.
Perfect.
Lovely. I'm excited for this episode.
Yeah, this one's just a silly one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with my therapist story.
Great.
Okay, so I love my therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anyone who looks at my social media knows that I love my therapist, okay? But sometimes she gets spiritual with me, and I don't always vibe with it. Like, sometimes she'll be like, oh yeah, the moon is in fucking...
Really? She gets that spiritual
Yeah.
with you? Oh, I thought you meant like religious spiritual.
No.
She goes astrology.
She goes astrology on me, and I'm like, I love you, I respect you.
Like, I'm paying for this.
But also, like, this, I can't, like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we can't, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. So sometimes she gets, like, I'm like, we have to reel it in, because I can't do this. So the other day, I was, like, talking to her, and I was just saying how I'm so attracted to these men who are just, like, obviously bad for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, I don't think you're in touch with your vagina. And I'm like...
Well, clearly not. I guess you had to ask a doctor where your clit was.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
And then we did cut this out of a previous episode, but remember I told you that whole story about when, like, I was having issues, like, fitting anything into my vagina, like a tampon.
Yeah.
And then I went to an OBGYN, and he was like, you need to, like, masturbate.
Yeah.
If you're interested in that story, we can retell that, 'cause I did. We don't have to retell it now. But
you're desperate.
yeah. But, so anyways, she was like, you're not in touch with your vagina. And I was like, okay, like, what, like, okay, whatever. Yeah. And then she goes, you should talk to your vagina. And I'm like...
Yeah, that's...
Bitch, what the fuck do you want? No, I shouldn't call her a bitch.
But, she listens.
Yeah. And I was like, girl, what the hell do you want me to say to my vagina? You know, like, first I have to talk to my dad, now I have to talk to my vagina. Who's next? Who's next? Anyways, so then I was like, what do you want me to say to my vagina? Like, hey, like, you're like, or she's like, your vagina talks to you, but you're not listening or something. And I'm like, well, she's not giving me the good information now, is she?
Yeah.
She's not giving me the right thing.
So who do you think is the culprit? So she thinks you're the culprit seeking, like, shitty men, and your vagina's down there like, no.
Yeah, no, she thinks my vagina is seeking shitty men.
Oh, and
I'm not in touch.
Out of it.
I'm not in touch with my vagina. I'm not connected to my vagina.
Right, and if you connect more,
if I talk to my bond.
Yeah.
If I talk to my vagina.
Like, these men aren't good for us. Right, because okay, this is true. Like, when you're kind of seeking these shitty men, a lot of it is
lust.
Like, yeah, you're
and,
like
attraction.
sexually fueled by this. So well, it is your vagina. It is her fault.
It is my vagina's fault for sure, and not mine.
Right. Well, maybe she can pay for therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe your vagina can start splitting the bill.
Fucking ask her about that. I can ask her about payment plans. Anyway, so then I wrote on the outline, my therapist told me to talk to my vagina, and then Hannah was like, you should write a letter to your vagina.
Yeah.
So I started writing a letter to my vagina. I'll read it.
Thank you for sharing with the class today.
Yeah. Okay. I'll read my letter to my vagina. I didn't finish it because Hannah came in and...
I'm glad I walked in on this and not you pooping, by the way.
Yeah, I messaged Hannah being like, hey, if you come right now, I'm pooping with the door open, so
but
my
if you
apologies.
come in 10 minutes, I'll be writing a letter to my vagina. The things I walk in on. Cool.
Okay, so I wrote, Dear Vagina.
It's no name. I never named mine. I know some girls name it, and I'm just like...
What do you name her?
I don't know.
I would call her her. I would give her a pronoun.
Yeah.
Her. What am I? Monica Jr.? Miss Monica?
Miss Monica.
Monty?
Monty? Monica Pubis.
Alright, I'm just...
Because of the Mons Pubis. It's actually a really intelligent joke. Mons Pubis is my nickname for you now. Mons Pubis. Monty Pubis. That's what your vagina should be called. Monty Pubis.
Dear Vagina, could you please reroute?
What an opening. Not even like, hey, nice to meet you. You just go right to it. You're not even gonna like introduce yourself.
I think she knows me.
Well,
Maybe she doesn't.
Exactly.
Maybe
this
it's
is your first time talking to her. You're like, hey, I have a few. This is actually very typical of Monica. She's like, hi. It doesn't even say I'm Monica. She's like, I have a note. I have a note. They're like, I'm sorry, who are you? And you're like, right, Monica. And here's my list of things you could improve. I have a note. Okay.
I guess it's
Good.
like my inner child. You have to like,
Yeah.
my inner child and my vagina. Okay. Should I? Okay.
Well, tell
Should I
her now.
redo it?
Well, just say.
Okay,
you know,
I'll read the initial
Okay.
draft and then you can provide all your notes. Okay. I can't read the next. Okay.
I'm so excited.
Dear Vagina,
Yeah.
could you please reroute? We are not going in the correct direction.
This is literally just being on a road trip with Monica.
We're not going in the correct direction a lot of the time.
Well, that's nice. You didn't say, oh, you're like a lot of the time.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't be mean to her.
No.
And then I was halfway through the sentence, but I wrote, I don't think you understand the concept of health and safety. Like emotional health and safety.
Yeah.
But also sometimes physical health and safety.
Okay, let's maybe start off.
Okay.
So now
Hannah's gonna rewrite my letter to my
now
vagina.
as one of your best friends, I'll
Okay.
help you with this. Maybe start with an introduction.
Okay. Dear Vagina.
I can't. I don't know why that is. It was so sincere. I love it.
Okay. Hi.
This is really good stuff.
Hi. My name's Monica.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever formally met. I hope you appreciated me going to the doctor to find my clitoris.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, that was for you. It wasn't the traditional route.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So we did that.
Maybe.
You can be fun.
I was just gonna say something that she's good at.
She's good at being fun.
Yeah.
She
She shows up for you.
yeah. She shows up.
Yeah.
Everything like is like
In working order.
in working order
Good.
as per doctors.
Yeah, that's great.
She deals well with pap smears.
Good.
Yeah, she's a good pap smear queen.
Is she good under pressure?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like whatever you want it to be.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
She does what she needs to do.
Good.
And so I'm proud of her.
Good.
My therapist is actually going to be so happy.
That you're telling your vagina you're proud of her.
Yeah. But sometimes, okay, so now I'm going to
Now we can do notes. Yeah.
Okay, now we can do notes. Sometimes I just think maybe we could be more in touch
Mm-hmm.
in terms of what are we looking for?
Right.
What are we chasing?
Yeah.
What do we want?
Now, perhaps your vagina's never thought about this.
I don't think she has. I think she just
This might be brand new information for her.
so that's a lot.
Yeah.
So vagina, I know this is
Yeah.
a lot of new information for you.
Mhm.
But sometimes maybe we just have to like think it through a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. And now sign off?
Yeah, that's a sign off of 11 minutes and 40 seconds of me.
And say...
Oh, love. Love Monica.
Aww. Yeah.
I think that was one of my favorite segments we've ever done on Venti.
That was great. I really enjoyed
I'm crying.
that. I cried at you talking to your vagina. And I think maybe this is good.
I think this is a healthy exercise, honestly, for anyone.
I think it's good, and I also think it's complete bullshit. That's my thoughts.
I think that, like, honestly, I think that there's, like, an anxiety or there's, like, feelings stored inside your body that come out in different ways. And so I think that, like, once you're in touch with, like, the feelings within your body, whether it's, like, anxiety or, like, your heart pounding or whatever, and you're like, oh, this is because of that, you can then realize that, oh, maybe, like, this man is not the love of my life.
Sure, like you're like, this is
you're just in touch with how
attraction
you,
or whatever.
Yeah, like with how you feel. Like
Yeah.
Just in touch with how you feel.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Okay.
But I mean,
writing a letter to your
vagina. Yeah, I think you can do that without writing a letter to your vagina.
I mean, to be fair, my therapist didn't ask me to write a letter
just
to
like
my
talk
vagina.
to it. Yeah.
You asked.
Yeah, like do it.
Okay. So moving on to our next topic. Hannah, what would you like our next topic to be?
We can do the weddings.
Okay. So I get really passionate about cocktail hours at weddings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have a bad cocktail hour, I just think that's disrespectful.
I think everything about weddings is disrespectful.
That's a good point, honestly.
Jack and Jill's, as we've already discussed.
Yeah. Cheap. Making people travel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That as well.
Multiple parties that are unnecessary.
Yes. And then also just like in general, like this ties into the cheapness. Bad food, bad music, warm, shitty alcohol, not enough alcohol.
Yeah.
Even now, it's insulting.
Here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to serve at your cocktail hour those spring rolls with the carrots in them,
was that served to you?
don't invite me.
Oh my God.
Don't. If you have a spring roll with a carrot, like the shaved carrots inside, I'm out. Like, I don't want that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. And are you talking about the deep fried ones?
Like the paper ones.
Like the clear?
Yes.
Oh, I kind of like the shaved carrot veggie, and they have cilantro in it.
I think.
I like those.
Okay, well, invite Hannah then.
But I
instead
mean,
of
you
me.
have to have other options.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot. If you're going to serve those,
Yes.
kind of an acquired taste.
Yes.
You should have
a dumpling.
I was just going to say some kind of fried meat.
Yeah, you need a dumpling. You need fries. Fries are easy. Come on, people. Just serve some fries.
At a cocktail hour?
Yeah, like a little thing of fries.
Oh, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
I had one friend, they had like small Reuben sandwiches at the cocktail hour.
Yes, those are it.
Very nice.
You have to have enough. You can't make the people like hunt at your cocktail
Oh my God.
hour.
And this is, have we talked about this?
We talked about it once.
Yeah.
Just like them
I'm like
out.
coming out as the server. Yeah.
It is funny if you think about it, because I've been to weddings with like some very like rich, like, CEOs and just like very established people. And you will see them like shove people at a cocktail hour for like a chicken tender.
For a slider.
Like
yeah.
for a slider. Like they will
Yes.
like they will go crazy. And it's like you could buy that slider, but I also get it, because it's like there's
Hunger is like such a motivator. The cocktail hour actually is like more lit than the wedding.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's actually kind of the pinnacle. When you said cocktail hour do's and don'ts, I literally thought you meant like fucking in the bathroom type thing.
Oh no, just food.
Because I'm like, well, I've seen a lot.
Really?
I have seen people fuck in the bathroom at a cocktail hour. I'm gonna list that as a don't. Wait until
Sounds hot.
I don't think that's a cocktail hour activity though.
I think it is.
Nope.
You just saw a wedding. You just
Later.
saw the ceremony.
You have to wait till everyone's drunk to do it. You can't do it at 5 p.m.
Why not?
Because that's like at least 10 p.m. activity.
What could be awkward about that, though, is that you still have like 5 hours with the person.
Yeah,
you
and
just
people
fucked in
just
the
saw
bathroom.
you come out of the bathroom fucking this man as well.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Okay, I'll put
Whereas
it on
if
my
it's late at
don'ts.
night, everyone's like, yeah, Monica got laid.
Yeah.
I don't think I've never hooked up at a wedding.
I've never met someone at a wedding.
I'm trying to think if I've hooked up while serving at a wedding.
Mm.
I think I have. Or at least after.
Yeah.
I was on the clock still.
Was it like a guest?
No, I would never.
Oh.
Guests have like hit on me, and I'm like,
I feel like that would be so hot.
guests hitting on me?
Like,
no, because I'm in my uniform, and I'm like, go away. Whereas a coworker, I'm like, yeah, let's do this.
I thought a guest hitting on you would be hot because it's like a, I don't know,
Like
guest
a little
server vibe.
Maybe.
It would have to be the right
guests.
guest.
Exactly. The guests that are hitting on you are not the
gross.
ones that you want to hit on you.
I hear you on that. No, I haven't had any experience, but I could see them being like, smile more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. We got a lot of smile mores.
A lot of smile mores.
What else is a do and don't?
At a wedding in general?
Sure.
I
think I posted something the other day about kids at weddings. Did you see that meme?
No.
It was like,
maybe I did.
My kids are going to be fine. They're going to be fine during the ceremony.
Oh,
and it's
yeah?
like your kids at the ceremony. It showed the Australian breakdancer in the Olympics just like going nuts on the floor. And everyone, that was a very heavily responded to
That's
meme.
funny.
Because everyone has a lot of strong opinions at kids at wedding.
Right.
So, someone I know said no kids at the wedding, and 2 separate people brought them anyways.
Ooh, that's not good.
Horrible.
You know what happened to me once?
What?
I had an all-girls birthday party. My friend brings her boyfriend.
That's insane. That's insane.
So it's me and all of my close girlfriends.
No, that's insane. How old were you guys?
Like early 20s.
That's insane.
She's like, I didn't read the invite. It was like a Facebook. I'm like, read it, because like this isn't like, and I don't know your boyfriend, so now it's just her boyfriend, and just like, and like that sounds kind of weird to be like, I had an all girls party, but I don't know. Sometimes you just want a girls' night out.
Yeah,
like,
of course, it's your birthday.
Yeah, it
you
was
can
like
have an all-girls birthday party.
Thank
It's just
you.
funny to call it that.
Yeah, I said it and I was like, this sounds very like grade 8 sleepover, like girls only. But no, I just wanted to like have a night with the girls, and this girl like fucking brings her boyfriend, and I'm like, well, can he go home?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't, you know.
Yeah, no, that's horrible.
I think that's our wedding do's and don'ts segment.
Wedding do's and don'ts.
Do you have any do's or don'ts?
Oh, please. Or things that I've done at your wedding that you've hated?
Yeah, if there's things that I've done at your wedding that you've hated, keep it to yourself. I don't.
No, write in. Tell me.
Tell Hannah.
Tell me what Monica's done at your wedding that you hated.
Yeah, and then she can express that to me.
Yeah.
And what was our last topic? Oh, crazy things guys have done in bed. You go first.
Okay, mine is, it was like a whole ordeal because I was during the pandemic and I was in like quite a dry spell, as were we all.
Yes.
So then I was like, there's this guy at work that didn't work at the place I worked at anymore. So I was like, great, I'm just going to like sleep with my friend, this guy.
Yeah.
And it was horrific. So he had like, I don't know. No, I won't talk about that part. But I went to his place, and there was an outdoor fireplace, and there was 2 glasses of wine there. Okay. And he lived with his family, by the way.
Was his family home?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is horrible. And while I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then his mom took a picture of us drinking the wine by the fireplace. I was like, what the hell?
Did he like introduce you to his family?
No.
Oh, okay. She just took a picture.
She just came out and took a picture of us.
Okay.
Like, oh, isn't this cute? My son's on a date. Because everything was closed then. It's not like we could have done anything. We like had to have the date at his family's home.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, okay, whatever. So then we went to his bedroom, his childhood bedroom. And I was just kind of like, I just need to get laid.
Right.
And he was like messing around on the guitar. It was like fine. But when it came to actually like doing anything, he just like could not. Like, he couldn't get it up,
Mm-hmm.
couldn't finger me for the life of him.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, I was like, just do this.
Yeah.
Couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, just couldn't get it together to the point
Right.
where I was like, I was like, actually just like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah.
But like I don't know how you cannot be able to do what I'm telling you to do.
It is crazy, like, how bad some guys are in bed. And not
Like-
even bad. It's like they can't do it.
And it was like because I was like, I'm literally telling you step by step, like,
Yeah.
things that you can do, and
Yeah.
you can't do that. He was just like he just like couldn't.
I once was seeing a guy.
I haven't gotten to the bad part yet.
Okay. Sorry, go on.
And then I was like getting so frustrated because I was like, well, I'm just gonna have to like go home, and I like just wanted to get laid, and I'm like in this man's like childhood bedroom, like rethinking my whole life, and then he busted out a cowboy accent, like while fingering me. He started talking like a cowboy. I was like, I just was like,
Do it.
okay. He was like, well, what do we have here? And I was like, okay. And then he was just like, kept asking me like if it was good. And I was just like,
You're not
I don't know what to say at this point. And so I left.
Okay, yeah, that
And
makes
then
sense.
yeah, I left, and I was like really like furious.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, how can it, because he was in his 20s.
You also
and I
could
was
have
like,
stayed home.
I could have stayed home, but I was mad that I'm like, how could a man your age be this bad at sex? I'm like,
yeah.
how dare you?
It's also like not only was he bad, he like made it worse without needing to make it worse with a cowboy accent.
Yeah.
Like it's like you could have just been
You could have just been
bad.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have just been surface level bad. Like
Yep.
if you're gonna pull out a cowboy accent,
You better be the best in the world.
Well,
You better be the best fuck in the world.
no, you better know
Sure.
that the girl is into that. You better you better know this
Yeah.
chick. You better know that she's not gonna leave you. Like you better
She better have been begging for a cowboy accent
yeah.
every day for the past year.
yeah, and only then,
May
only
you
after a
attempt
year
it.
of begging. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just he'll still message me.
Yeah,
He'll
of
probably
course.
watch this and still message me, and he'll message me like the most insane stuff. And I don't. I like responded for a while, but now I'm at the point where I'm like literally won't, like for a while now. I've just been like, I can't ever speak to you again, even in a message. It's just like insane.
There's just like certain people, or like even when people like send me memes when I'm not close with them, and it's like I used to
I
respond
know.
like ha ha ha, and then I would start hearting them.
Yeah.
And now I just don't even respond, and I'm like, please
It's men.
get the hint.
Yeah, men, and it's just like what? Like,
Yeah.
why are you sending me this?
Why are you sending me this? And it's like we're not close personal friends. Like I send Hannah 52 memes a day,
Yeah.
but like that makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely men, and it's all like they still think you're like you owe them something. Like you owe
Right.
them a response. You have to like interact with them. It's like, why do you think this?
It's
Like I owe you nothing.
It's interesting because we've talked about this in comedy, of me coming to you and being like, you know, these men have like put me on comedy shows like that they've been producing, and like I almost feel like I owe them something. Like if I produce a show or if I do something, like they've kind of said to me like, oh yeah, if you produce a show, like this is how it works. Like you put me on your show.
Yeah.
And I remember coming to you like when I first kind of started, because Hannah was my mentor, by the way, still is, but and I was like, hey, like I don't like, it's like I don't even know if I came to you with that specifically, but I was once just saying to you, like, I feel like if I produce a show, I have to put these people on. You're like, you don't owe anyone anything. Like
yeah.
you got hired by this producer to do a job of like performing on their show. You did your job. There's no like, they didn't do you a favor.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you would say. They didn't do you a favor. And I'm like, that's true.
Yeah.
But like, I do feel like that's a thing of like, oh, like, do I owe? And I don't mean this sexually. Like, I never felt like
but it's your time and energy that you're like, do I owe this person that? And I feel the same way. Like, I feel super guilty when I'm like not responding to messages or memes. And like, I've had exes in the past, like they think I'm like trying to cheat or something, or like that I am. And I'm like, no, I feel like I'm supposed to respond to every message that anyone sends me. And they're like, no, these men are just trying to fuck you, Hannah. Like, you're allowed to just ignore them. And I was like, oh, like I truly had no idea.
Well, not to get like deep and scary for our listeners, but like I used to have an ex, and like every time he would do something nice for me, like he would always then like hold it against me. So like if we were in a fight or something went poorly, like he would be like, well, I did this for you. Like he would just use it. And so then like I realized like in my next relationships, I'd be like, don't do nice. Like I'd be like, please don't do things for me, because I was like, oh, you're just gonna like use it against me. And then I'm like, oh wait, that's actually not how life is supposed to work.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's very like narcissistic behavior, is like buying certain like they're like, oh well, I did this, so now you must do this.
Yeah, but it's also like in friendships too, you know, like if people like do a lot for someone and then they don't get that in return in the same way, they're like, but I did this for you. And it's like, that's not really how that works. Like you should do things like,
you just have to do them because you're
out of the kindness of your heart. And if they're not reciprocated and you don't like that, then you kind of just like don't be friends with that person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is, I think women, we deal with that so much more.
Yeah.
Like, especially in social media, in the DMs.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of girls that struggle with this. And same thing, where guys are literally like, these men are trying to fuck you. And you're like, oh, but it'll be mean if I don't respond. They're like, then you just have to be mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did you think of the worst thing?
Oh. I mean, I've just had guys that like, again, with you, like, have no idea what they're doing to a point where I'm like, and I don't mean to shit on men. Like every man has their own experience level and like different people like different things. But I'm like, you can't even like thrust. Like you don't know how to thrust.
Yeah.
Like you don't know how to like go out and then in.
Yeah, like or like follow instruction.
Right.
Like it's like you don't have to be the best.
Yeah.
You just like, but if it comes down to just like listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I had one guy where he was like fingering me so slowly and so lightly. And then I was like, hey, do you mind using like a little bit more pressure and going a bit faster? And he said, everyone I've ever been with has liked it this way. And you're the only person who's ever given me that feedback. I was like, oh, okay, I must be wrong then. I must be lying.
Like, fucking cool. Like I like what the
didn't need to know that. I didn't need to be thinking that while you're fingering me.
Well, honestly, like if someone said that to me, I'd just be like, okay, nice. Like go fuck them.
Yeah, and like truly, like I've said this to so many guys because they're always like, give us feedback. We need feedback. I'm like, the majority of men I've given feedback to in bed, and I'll do it so gently.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, fine then. I just won't do anything. And you're just like, no, not what I meant.
I was once hooking up with a guy, and he was like decent, but like he did not know how to finger. And we were like talking after we hooked up once, and he goes, one time this woman was like telling me how to finger or whatever, and he sent her home. He was like, get out of my bed.
That's like, and that's traumatizing for her, because now she'll never give fingering feedback again.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, I would just be like, you're such an insecure like piece of shit, which is kind of what I like said to him.
I do think that.
Yeah.
Like, I do think that about the guys, but then it stays with you because I really don't give a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
And I'm with guys and they're like, Hannah, please tell me. I'm like, I've been burned so many times.
Right.
By telling a guy. And then he's like, well, I guess you just hate everything I do. And I'm like,
Yeah.
literally, I just ask you to use more pressure.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Like,
But I
they're
think
so
it's a sign
sensitive.
that
Whereas,
these-
like, women, I don't know about you, but I'm like,
I love feedback.
I'm like, any feedback you give me, I'm like, yeah, we're
I have a
cooking
joke.
here.
I have a joke about like begging a guy for feedback.
Yeah.
I was like, can you give me feedback? He's like, no, are you crazy? I'm like, give me feedback or else I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
And then he gave me feedback, and then I'm like good at it. And it's like different guys like different stuff too.
It's like, it's just insane. But in my experience, men are so sensitive with it.
My thing is like, if you're gonna like suck a dick, you may as well be doing it in the manner that they like.
Yeah.
Like you're going down there.
Yeah. Why is it
like,
easy for us to understand that all guys like different things, but for them to understand that women, because they're just like, women are so confusing. And I'm like, they're probably telling you exactly what they want.
As I've said before, Hannah, though, I just kind of think this is like the men we go for as well. Like, I do think there are.
Fair.
Like, I do think there are men.
Oh, it's weird. The psychopathic assholes aren't good at getting feedback.
Yeah.
Weird.
Like the guys that have like broken us as human beings aren't good at getting feedback. What a wild concept.
The unavailable guy that treats you like shit.
Can't get feedback.
Doesn't know how to finger.
What a concept.
Kicked a woman out for.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, fair enough. If you're listening to this, you're actually probably a great guy and good at fingering.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Or you're one of our exes that listens without telling us. And in that case, you're horrible in bed.
Monica said it.
Yeah. If I think of something, one time a man showed up to my house and he was kind of insane and he like was on like an abstinence kick at one point, and then he showed up and I'm like, your breath has literally never smelled worse in my life. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm trying this thing where I eat an entire clove of garlic, raw garlic, because for health reasons. And I was like, so you decided to eat an entire clove of raw garlic before you came over to hook up with me? Get out of my house.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And
That's a
I
good.
forced him to mouthwash and brush his teeth.
Did you hook up?
Yeah.
Did I have to ask?
No, but I did force him to mouthwash, and then it was funny because afterwards he was like, I always think of how like you called me out for my bullshit. I'm like, you ate a clove of garlic. I couldn't go near you.
Funny.
You fucking insane person.
That's crazy. So see, that's something where I will stand up for myself, because when people smell bad, I let them know.
You do.
I tell anyone when they stink, because I would want the same for me. But like, especially men, I guess not women.
I've seen men like wither away from you.
Sorry, put on deodorant, because they'll show up. They'll like work. They'll like get a set in, like work out, and then like show up to a space where there's other people, to a comedy show. Yeah. And I'm like, oopsies, you should have showered.
Men have come up to me like after they
I've
talked
ruined
to
nights
you.
for people.
No, you have. They come up to me. They're like, Monica. They're like, Monica, Hannah just told me that I smell, and I'm like, you'll be okay. Like, I have to like calm them down, and Hannah's like, you fucking stink,
Literally,
bro.
I'll be like right in their face.
And
I'll be like, why are you here? You smell disgusting.
I mean, you are doing them a favor, but I've seen men, like, I can see them die inside, and like, they'll come up to me because I'm your best friend, and they'll be like, and I'll be like, it's gonna be okay. Like, I like have to like calm them down. I'm like, maybe just like try a shower. Like, I don't.
You have to be like the guy.
No, I
like,
am.
No.
And I'm like, no, she does this with like a lot. Like, you're not the first one. You won't be the last. Like, you're not.
But also, okay, but if you have, like, you can go to the washroom and use soap and water under your pits even.
Well, one time that's true, a whore's bath. Mm-hmm. One time I did a comedy show and the mic smelled it was insane.
Oh my God,
I couldn't
that
do my
makes me
set.
nauseous.
I actually was dizzy about how bad, and it was kind of warm on stage, and it smelled I couldn't focus.
Oh my God, Monica, that's horrible.
It was really bad. And then the guy who was hosting was on stage before me just using this mic and didn't notice, and then I like made a comment because I was on stage and I couldn't pay attention. And then I gave the mic back to him, and I was like, that mic literally smelled like you shoved it up your asshole. And he's like, I didn't smell anything. I'm like, you're insane.
Was it his fault?
I don't know. I don't think so. But then he got so insecure.
Oh.
He switched out the mic for like another mic, so no other comic smelled this mic. And then he went to a convenience store and bought gum because he was like, you told me it was me. And I'm like, I was kind of just making a joke that it was you, but it could have been you. I don't fucking. Yeah. It really smelled like diarrhea.
That's horrible.
It was I've never experienced anything like it in my life.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible.
So yeah.
That's it.
That's it, you guys. This has been a journey. I hope the audio picked up, but if it didn't,
Well, I think for most of it should have.
Yeah.
Because it was around 7-10 minutes.
Either way, we're putting in. The last time our audio cut out was the Leo DiCaprio
I know we have the
riff.
best riffs when the audio cuts out.
I know, it's really sad. That vagina talk,
very funny.
I think it's one of my top favorite
Nice.
Menti breaky moments of all time.
I just want the clip of you saying "Dear Vagina" and me dying.
I know.
I love that.
Honestly, as we were doing it, like I tried not to think of the editing and the clips, but as we were doing it, I was like, this is gonna be the fucking best.
Good.
Okay, love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We love you so much.
Love you all.
Really exciting things to come for Menti Breaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, signing off for this week.
Signing off.
Love ya.